Operation Panzerfaust, or Armored Fist, was a military operation undertaken in October 1944 by the German army to ensure that the Kingdom of Hungary would remain a German ally in World War II. The main offensive element of the operation was the 503rd Heavy Panzer Battalion with its King Tiger heavy tanks. The unit was originally created in May 1942. In April 1944 it was sent to the West for refitting and was equipped with 45 new King Tiger tanks. In early October 1944, the 503rd arrived to Hungary as a mobile reserve. And now let's see the background of the operation. When German dictator Adolf Hitler received word that Hungary's regent, Admiral Miklós Horthy, was secretly negotiating his country's surrender to the advancing Red Army, he sent Otto Skorzenyi, the special operations expert of the Waffen-SS, to Hungary. Working through his trustworthy General Béla Miklós, who was in contact with Soviet forces in eastern Hungary, Horthy attempted to negotiate the end of the war, seeking to surrender to the Soviets while preserving the government's autonomy. Although Horthy was an anti-communist, his dealings with the Nazis led him to conclude that the Soviets were the lesser evil. The Soviet forces willingly promised that Hungary would remain autonomous and sovereign. Skorzenyi had been instructed to remove Horthy from power, who governed from Castle Hill in central Budapest, an ancient and now well-guarded fortress. On the 13th of October 1944, Skorzenyi arrived to Budapest to meet with Erich van den Bach-Zelewski, commander of the local Waffen-SS units, to discuss Operation Panzerfaust, the operation to overthrow Horthy. Van den Bach-Zelewski wanted to pulverize the Hungarian Castle Hill with a huge Karlgerät heavy siege mortar, which was used a few weeks earlier during the Warsaw Uprising. But Skorzenyi favored a more delicate approach. On 15th of October 1944, Horthy broadcasted his surrender through radio, 5 days ahead of schedule of the date agreed upon with the Soviets. German Foreign Minister Joachim von Ribbentrop telephoned Edmund Wesenmayer, Germany's ambassador in Hungary, and told him to start the assault on Castle Hill. On 16th of October 1944 at 6 a.m., German troops stormed Castle Hill, the governmental center of the Hungarian capital. The forces used were a mix of Waffen-SS and army units available in the area. Waffen-SS troops surrounded the Castle Hill, while King Tiger tanks from the 3rd Company 503rd Heavy Tank Battalion and men from Skorzenyi's Special Forces Battalion crossed the Vienna Gate and moved higher and higher in a convoy to reach the palace itself. After a short 20-minute firefight, the siege was over. There were 2 Hungarian and 7 German casualties. This effectively allowed Horthy to be removed from power and his peace declaration squashed. Apparently, Hitler was well pleased with Operation Panzerfaust results and low casualties. This short but strategic operation kept Hungary in the war and fighting on the Axis side till the end of World War II. Despite Horthy's plan to make peace with Stalin in late 1944. Horthy was taken into custody by Edmund Wesenmayer later that day and was transported to Castle Hirschberg in Germany and was guarded by Waffen-SS soldiers at all times. Hungary continued the war as an ally of Nazi Germany. A few days later, the Red Army started an offensive to liberate Budapest. The offensive lasted from the 29th of October 1944 until the fall of Budapest on the 13th of February 1945. During the siege, about 40,000 civilians died through starvation or military actions. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and support my channel on PayPal. Details in the description box.